Hello and welcome to Talking Transatlantic Affairs, presented by the Bertelsmann Foundation. We recently trekked across Europe asking residents, how can transatlantic affairs be more inclusive?
That's a really good question. It's already a big thing, Washington and the countryside. It's always a big thing between Brussels and the member states already, and then within the member states from Berlin to the countryside in Germany somewhere. It's always a hard thing to do.
Both Europe and the United States would benefit from being more inclusive.
Inclusion is more important than ever, because the more different ideas you have, I think the richer the discussion and the richer the outcome is.
I think that firstly, people need to believe that democracy is the way to go, because if people don't believe it is the way to go, they will not be interested in being included. And having a common understanding of what democracy should be, because even that has been disputed lately.
We've seen a lot of backsliding in the last few years. So countries that have been considered to be democracies and probably still would qualify as democracies, but there has been backsliding. The democratic space has shrunk.
Geographically, transatlantic partnership not to be focused only in the Europe or in United States, but maybe involve our other different areas.
Transatlantic relations. Why does it not mean also Latin America? Why does it not also mean Africa? Where is the whole context and history of colonization, both past and present, that is going on?
I think that it's very important that when we are dealing with other regions of the world, that we don't give the impression that we want them to follow us. They need to feel that they're sitting around the table as much as the rest of us are.
It's essential to have some common forums and to have some common agendas.
People have to feel like their voices matter. So, I mean, this is something which is for centuries ongoing, that they're really represented.
Exchanges are very important, and reaching out to these communities and bringing them in politically as well, both as active participants in politics, but also as voters.
I think what is generally true for every country is that you have to make voting accessible. That you have to be, that it has to be super easy to vote.
Well, we must start with a better communication top down from the politics to the citizens, for example. And this is very important also with the NATO, which has a kind of, we can say, democratic deficit, the sensation that some major decisions are taken at the top level and we don't even know what happens there.
Refinding, giving the voice to those who need to be heard, to the population basically, is the key factor here that we need to go back to.
Giving people more responsibility for important decisions on a lower level of politics, I think, would be helpful.
It very much goes into the definition of what it means to be a citizen. What do we consider a citizen? What do we consider someone that matters in the political system?
Start talking again about those problems that really regard the population and the population really cares about.
You always have to translate what is your work good for the citizens.
We can see that, for instance, that many decisions in energy policy, for instance, they are taken on a high political level, but the implementation level, at the local level, the people there are confused and sometimes they don't want to see projects happening on that. I think this is something where both sides of the Atlantic could learn from.